Ever wondered how smoked salmon gets its flavor? It's more than just delicious. It's a fascinating process. Is it raw or cooked? How do they achieve that smoky taste? And is it safe to eat? Let's dive into the making of smoked salmon and uncover the real secrets behind it.
Salmon for everyone! On me!
Raw salmon prices typically range from $8 to $12 per pound for farmed Atlantic salmon and $11 to $20 for wild-caught options. However, smoked salmon can cost around $30 per pound, with smoked salmon jerky reaching nearly $50 per pound. So why the price difference? The main reason is the significant weight loss during the brining and smoking process. According to Urus.com, a European nonprofit, about 50% of salmon is wasted, including bones, skin, and head, which are discarded. The smoking process can reduce the fish's weight by 16 to 18%. So, a 30-pound salmon may yield only 12 pounds of edible smoked salmon, making it much more expensive to produce.
Smoked salmon?
No, for the guests it is. For you, consider it cow meat. Strictly taboo.
I eat beef.
Well, then consider it poison beef.
Salmon is an excellent source of omega-3 fatty acids, offering a range of health benefits. It's packed with high-quality protein and a rich supply of B vitamins, potassium, and selenium, making it one of the most nutrient-dense foods available. Additionally, its omega-3 content is great for heart health. However, smoked salmon, while delicious, comes with some caveats. The curing process involves a significant amount of salt to preserve the fish and prevent bacterial growth. A 3-ounce serving of smoked salmon can contain about 666 milligrams of sodium, compared to just 50 milligrams in fresh salmon. Furthermore, many commercial producers add nitrites, which have been associated with an increased cancer risk. While smoked salmon can certainly be part of a healthy diet, it's best to consume it in moderation. If you're particularly sensitive to listeria or pregnant, it's wise to avoid cold smoked versions. For a safer alternative, try hot smoked varieties or prepare your salmon in other ways. When we talk about smoked salmon, it's actually a broad term that can refer to several different types of fish products. The salmon could be wild-caught or farm-raised, and it might be cut into fillets or steaks. Some smoked salmon is cold-smoked, giving it a raw, sushi-like texture, while others are hot-smoked, resulting in a firmer, flaky texture. Regardless of the method, they all start with the same basic preparation. The fish is brined in a salt solution to draw out moisture and prevent bacteria growth. After that, the fish is either cold-smoked or hot-smoked, then dried, to achieve that signature smoky flavor. While smoking a whole salmon is technically possible, it's not the most practical choice. Removing the bones before smoking makes the process easier, and it helps avoid the skin-on versus skinless dilemma. One common method is to cut the fish into fillets by slicing along both sides of the backbone. Even fillets, though, still contain small pin bones that need to be removed. To do this, drape the fillet over an upside-down bowl and use tweezers to gently pull out the tiny bones. Simple and effective, as suggested by Tasting Table. Next, consider whether to keep the skin on or off. According to ThermoWorks, leaving the skin on helps the fish hold its shape during smoking, while removing it allows the cure to penetrate better. Though the skin adds nutrients, it can also create an off-putting flavor and become soggy or chewy when smoked. Since most people discard the skin anyway, removing it beforehand can save time and ensure a more enjoyable final product. Once your salmon fillet is prepared, the next step is salting it. Salt plays a crucial role in both flavoring and preserving the fish. Despite its often negative reputation, there are two main curing methods, dry and wet. For a dry cure, you simply cover the fish in salt, allowing it to sit for anywhere from 1 hour to a full day. Afterward, you rinse off the excess salt. This method helps draw out moisture and intensifies the fish's flavor. Alternatively, the wet cure involves preparing a brine made of salt and sugar, where the salmon is fully submerged for 6 to 10 hours. The salt works to pull out moisture, which not only preserves the fish, but also helps it better withstand the smoking process. The sugar in the brine serves two purposes. It adds a hint of sweetness and helps the salmon reabsorb some of the moisture after the salt has drawn it out. This ensures a balanced, flavorful cure before smoking. Once your salmon is cured, the next important step is developing the pellicle. This is a thin, sticky skin that forms on the surface as moisture evaporates. In professional kitchens, chefs use fans and higher temperatures to create a pellicle in about 30 minutes. However, for home smoking, the typical method involves letting the salmon air dry at room temperature for 1 to 3 hours. While it might seem like a step you can skip, the pellicle serves a few vital purposes. It helps lock in moisture, ensuring your smoked salmon stays juicy even after a long smoking session. It also adds a beautiful sheen to the fish and allows the smoke to better cling to the surface, amplifying the flavor. So, while it may take a little time, forming the pellicle is essential for achieving that perfect, flavorful smoked salmon. Once your salmon is dried, it's time to smoke. While alder wood is a classic choice for salmon, you can experiment with other hardwoods. Avoid fir, pine, spruce, or cedar, as they can impart unpleasant flavors to the fish. For hot smoking, set your smoker to 150 to 160 degrees and smoke the salmon until it reaches an internal temperature of 140 degrees at its thickest part, which usually takes 1 to 3 hours, depending on the fillet thickness. After smoking, transfer the salmon to the oven and cook it further until it hits 150 degrees at its thickest point for optimal doneness.
Remember, this is a hot smoke. That means we're actually cooking the fish as well as smoking it.
Cold smoking requires keeping the smoker below 80 degrees. This process enhances the salmon's color and moisture, but since it remains technically raw, extra caution is necessary to prevent any foodborne risks during handling. Once your smoked salmon is ready, you can enjoy it immediately. Thinly slice it for a classic bagel topping, toss it into pasta for a savory dinner, or blend it into a creamy dip using a food processor. If you're not eating it right away, proper storage is key. Hot smoked salmon should be cooled to at least 110 degrees before being packed away to avoid condensation, which can affect its quality. Use plastic bags, airtight containers, or vacuum seal it for the best results. Cold smoked salmon, on the other hand, can be packaged right after smoking since it's only reached 80 degrees. Smoked salmon can last up to 2 weeks in the fridge. For longer storage, wrap it tightly in plastic or a freezer bag and freeze it for up to a year.